Why?
One of my favourite parts of the video is when the opening shot, when the drum is being hit, and we can see that the beat of the drum is matched with the sound of the song. My second favourite part of the video is right at the end with the final shot, as when the last beat of the song is played, all of the band members do a movement together, which signifies the end of the video.
My favourite part of the video is probably the instrument shots, because they're really banging time with the music and it really makes the viewer believe that they haven't been filmed separately, which really helps with the continuity of the editing because people don't think they've been filmed separately. So I really think it enhances the fact that you really believe the band are playing.
It'd be the ending, because at the end of the song they all come together in unison and play their last notes at the same time, which clearly signifies the end of the performance.
One of my favourite shots of the video is the close-ups of the main singer. The main singer is very good throughout the video, and this is similar to Alex Turner, the lead singer in Arctic Monkeys, as he is often the focal point of their videos. My second favourite shot of the video is the close-ups of the guitar strings, as obviously throughout the video you want a variety of shots, and this should include close-ups of the instruments.
Why? I've probably got two favourite shots. One of my favourites is probably the wide shot, because it really sets the scene for the viewer. They can really understand like the mise-en-scène and get a view for like where they're playing, because it really suits the type of video. But at the same time, I really enjoy the close-up shots and like the extreme close-up shots of like the singer's face and things like that, because it really like increases the intimacy between the viewer and the video, and it really believes that like they actually have a connection with the singer.
It'll be the close-ups used throughout the performance, especially on the main singer, because the way he plays, he conveys his emotions really well. So that sort of signifies that you sort of really believe in what he's singing.
The editing is similar to the pace of the song, as the cuts are sped up when the song is going a bit faster, and the cuts are slowed down when the song slows down. Different transitions are used, like fades, because this is going to be more of a gradual change of shot. But then when the song builds up and it's getting faster, it'll be more like sudden cuts.
I think the editing really matches the pace of the song actually, because all the transitions made are like always on key points and always like the key beats of the song. So it really allows the viewer to like follow along with the video as well as hearing it. I do also think that the transitions used, like the sharp cuts and things on like the beats of the drum, things like that really match it well. I also like that you haven't made it too fast, because the viewer wouldn't be able to enjoy the music of the song as well as trying to keep up with the pace of the video. So I really think they match like well in tempo and timing and things like that.
I think the editing was done really well. The editing is the most important part of any music video, and it could theoretically make or break a video. And the good thing about the editing is that you can clearly see when the song's more fast-paced, because all the cuts are more defined, and then when it's slow-paced, the clips are a lot longer.
I agree that the video suits the genre, as a lot of the Arctic Monkey videos and that indie rock sort of genre are done in black and white, so obviously this fits well. And the clothing is also another reason that it fits into the genre, because there's blazers worn, shirts worn, and jeans and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I think your music video fits in really well with your chosen genre, because I definitely think it matches your target audience. I can tell that you've done like an extensive amount of research and looked into all different artists within this genre. You've noticed that a lot of them do their videos in black and white, which I think has worked really well for you. I think you've definitely like nailed all the costumes, the props, the setting. So I definitely think it fits in really well. You can tell that you've targeted your audience, and you know like what are their likes and dislikes and what they're looking for in a video. I think you've really got that down to key, so you know that people can relate to it, and people can look at it and be like, oh, I really like that t-shirt and things like that. Like even down to the guitars, and think it looks really authentic and matches in with your genre.
Yeah, I do think. Even if I wasn't be able to hear the music, and I just had the video in front of me, you could easily tell that the genre was indie rock because of the settings with the church and the cross in the background, and then all the clothing that they're wearing, just the black and white, really signifies the genre of indie rock.
There was enough camera movement. Without this movement seen throughout the video, the the video would seem very static.
Yeah, I definitely think you've used enough camera movement. You haven't made it too far so that the viewer can't keep up with the video, but you haven't made it too static either so that people get bored of using the same shot and things. As much as there's not a lot of varying shots, as in like you're filming the same 3 people because it's just band performance, I still think it works really well because you've used enough camera movement, like gliding along the guitars and different points of view from the drummer and things like that, allows the viewer to follow along with the video and not just look at one static shot. I like the fact that you do like point of view shots and things like that, so you really like trace around the venue rather than just sitting it on a tripod and filming it from one.
That it can be done as just a band performance, because the expression and movement from all the band members helps convey the message and support the lyrics.
Yeah, no, I do think it works really well as a band performance. I think it was probably the right decision actually, especially for this type of song and this type of genre. I think if you'd have put a narrative in it, it would just confuse the viewer. The target audience aren't here to like watch a story or anything. They're here to watch the band play because that's what they're interested in. So I think again you've really matched the target audience really well. I think if you'd have put a narrative in, it would have taken away the dramatic playing of your musicians. It would have taken away the dramatic play of your musicians. It really captures people in. Whereas if you've done a narrative, you'd be constantly flicking between the two, and I don't think you would have kept the intensity of the video.
Yeah, I think it did work well as a band performance, but if I'm honest, I would have liked to have seen a narrative as well, because I think that when a music video is filmed as a narrative and as a story, there's a lot more emotional, there's a lot more emotions in it, and you can really see the transition from the start of the music video to the end, and you can see the emotion that went through it, and it tells a story. But as a band performance, it was a very good band performance, and it looks near on professional.
Very good. There are some points that I would improve. I think a couple of the shots are a little shaky, so that could be changed. And also, I like the idea of a shot, which I did in my music video, where it's over the top of the drummer, and I thought this was very good.
There's 2 things that I'd improve on. The first is the drummer. I think at times he sort of plays it with a very plain face and almost quite a stiff body position, whereas if he was to put more emotion into his face and play a bit looser, it'd look more professional, make the video look better. And the other thing is, instead of having lots of individual shots of the different performers, having like the band shots, because I think the band shots work really well throughout the video.